Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the academic convocation of the United States Naval War College. I'm Captain Cindy Dieterle, the Dean of Students and MC for today's ceremony. The national anthem will be sung by musician second class Rachel Vanell from Navy Band Northeast.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave?
This year, we are pleased to welcome a total of 503 students to the campus, representing 59 partner nations, 16 U.S. government agencies, and 7 U.S. military services. On October 6, 1884, Secretary of the Navy, William E. Chandler, signed General Order 325, which began by stating,
"A college is hereby established for an advanced course of professional study for naval officers, to be known as the Naval War College. The principal building on Coasters Harbor Island, Newport, Rhode Island, will be assigned to its use and is hereby transferred, with the surrounding structures and the grounds immediately adjacent, to the custody and control of the Bureau of Navigation for that purpose. The college will be under the immediate charge of an officer of the Navy, not below the grade of commander, to be known as the President of the Naval War College. He will be assisted in the performance of his duties by a faculty. A course of instruction embracing the higher branches of professional study will be arranged by a board consisting of all members of the faculty and including the president, who will be the presiding officer of the board. The course of instruction will be open to all officers above the grade of naval cadet. Commodore Stephen B. Luce has been assigned to duty as president of the college."
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a great honor to speak to you today, and one that I highly appreciate. If you would permit me, I would like to say something about the aims and objects of this college. Although called a college, this institution differs from all other seats of learning. A moment's consideration will show why this must be so. As its name implies, the principal object of the college is the study of the science and art of war. Now, war is a very large and comprehensive subject, and it would be the height of presumption on the part of this college to undertake to teach officers of mature years any branch whatever of their profession, even the most elementary. All that the college can do, all that it professes to do, is to invite officers to come to it and to offer them every facility for pursuing the study of the highest branches of their profession. All here, faculty and staff alike, occupy the same plane without distinction of age, rank, or assumption of superior attainments. All are pursuing one and the same end: the advancement of their profession. We speak habitually of the science and the art of war. As a science, it recognizes certain general principles, which are just as applicable today as they were in the time of the great Athenian admiral Themistocles. A strict adherence to these principles has not always ensured victory, it is true. But a violation of them, either through ignorance or neglect, has almost invariably led to defeat. Military writers have been careful to warn us that although war in its most extended sense may be called a science, yet it is not an exact science. As an art, war is governed by rules which vary from age to age. Art, it has been well said, may be learned, but it cannot be taught, excepting insofar as one may teach oneself. And it is to offer every officer the opportunity of teaching himself that the college doors are open. That war is the best school of war is one of those dangerous and delusive sayings that contain just enough truth to secure currency. He who waits for war to learn his profession often acquired his knowledge at a frightful cost of human life. Now, change, continual, unremitting change, is the law of the universe. Stagnation means atrophy and death. It is not enough for us to keep abreast of the times. This college must be in the very front rank and advance guard of progress. To obtain perception, some perception, however dim, of the future, we must study the past. This teaches us that we as a civilization, the civilization that we now enjoy, was brought about by war. The proud position that we as a nation now occupy was rendered possible only by wars, and future problems in the destiny of man will be worked out through the instrumentality of the sword. There is no escaping it. We are no apologists for war. Heaven forbid. We simply regard it from a common sense point of view as one of the many evils that flesh is heir to. War is a dreadful scourge, we all admit. It is a relic of barbarism. We admit everything that can be said against war, but after all has been said, no student of history, however superficial, can deny that through that same dreadful scourge, ultimate good has been brought about. It has been so in the past, and as far as human discernment can go, it must be so in the future. However, war may, in certain instances, be averted. But mark this well. It may be averted in one way, and one way only, and that way is to be fully prepared for it. That is the meaning of this college. It is an instrumentality for the prevention of war by being prepared for it. To be prepared for war is the role of the naval strategist. To be in the right place at the right time with adequate force means success by checkmating your adversary in the first few moves. Campaigns have been won without firing a shot, simply by skillful strategic movements. It is the business of this college to study all the various problems of war as they may affect this country. It is quite unnecessary to explain to such an audience as I have the honor of addressing that the college itself has no power whatsoever to act, nor authority to formulate naval policy. Its aim is simply to invite officers to meet together to discuss questions pertaining to the highest branches of their profession, and to enable each one, according to his or her own inclinations, to prepare themselves for the highest and most responsible duties that can devolve upon a naval officer. One thing must be borne in mind. At the firing of the first gun proclaiming war, the so-called inspiration of genius must be and can be trusted only when it is the result of long and careful study and reflection. If attendance here will serve in any degree to broaden an officer's views, extend his mental horizon on national and international question, and give him a just appreciation of the great variety and extent of the requirements of his profession, this college will not have existed in vain. Thank you and good day.
Thank you, Admiral Luce. Now that we've been inspired by those still relevant remarks delivered in 1903 by our founding president, it gives me great honor to introduce our current president, Rear Admiral Shoshana S. Chatfield.
Hello, good morning. I'm here with my husband, David Scoville, to welcome you to the United States Naval War College. I'd like to start by acknowledging our distinguished visitors. Our CNO Distinguished Fellows, Admiral Guillermo Barrera, Admiral Nimel Verma, and Rear Admiral Lara Sanes. You contribute so much to our program, and we are so happy that you're here. Our Naval War College Foundation, your gracious support enhances the experiences of our faculty and students, and we could not be more appreciative. To our deans, our faculty, our families, and to our students, welcome to our convocation for academic year 2020-2021. I'm honored to be with you here today as we celebrate this time-honored tradition of convocation and ceremony to mark the beginning of your new academic journey. For many of our students and their families, it has already been an arduous trek just to physically arrive here in Newport. Many of us know all too well how hard it is to pick up and move household repeatedly. But making this transition in time of uncertainty has really been a test of your determination. In our lives, we cherish the times of calm seas, but we also learn to recognize the importance of storm and how to batten down the hatches and ride out the weather. We're each made skipper of our own vessels, armed with a compass, and responsible to plot our own course. Here at the Naval War College, you are not alone. Here you will find resources and support for your journey. You are among friends in the sea. We are so glad that your navigating has led you here to the United States Naval War College. How could this be attributed to chance? You've arrived right here at the right time, at the right place. This is your year. Your purpose is to embark on an academic expedition that will expand your knowledge and sharpen your intellectual sword. Over the next year, your capabilities will be honed through deliberate practice, pushing your cognitive limits and your intellectual performance. The goals of this institution and our talented staff and faculty are informed by the vision of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and our Chief of Naval Operations. It is endorsed by all service chiefs. Our work is to facilitate your journey as each of you further develop into strategically minded operators, joint warfighters who are capable of thinking critically and creatively to inform national strategy, apply military power, and conduct globally integrated operations under conditions of disruptive change. Your class is presented with a unique opportunity to be the first to conquer what no class before you has faced. We will begin this year virtually, and together we will face a changing set of environmental conditions. This will not hinder your studies. To the contrary, adapting together and growing through this adversity will give you the essential tools for your future service. We ask you to meet this academic school year with determination to accomplish the task at hand. It will not be easy, but your performance here sets the tone for a future of solving adaptive challenges. I challenge you to examine what our world-class faculty offers you and to encourage you to engage in stimulating conversations with your peers. Deliberately question your own assumptions. Respectfully listen to one another. Keep an open mind. And do not be afraid to explore new ways of framing problems and considering others' proposed solutions. The world stage is ever changing. Both ancient and recent history has shown us how the predictable can become wildly unknown. General Milley's vision remarks that leaders often miss noticing key new information, the signals of change, from peace to conflict, and off-ramps to terminate hostilities. Here in this academic environment, you will have the gift of time. You'll have the time and space to consider what was and what might have been. You are the future commanders, diplomats, advisors, managers, and lawmakers. Through a variety of modes of learning, you will grow as a leader, learning new ways to build trust, instill teams with confidence, operate across joint forces to integrate allies and key international partners. How will we posture and train our forces in a war when the enemy is invisible, when our existing understanding of the domains in which we will fight is growing every day? The art of war has evolved throughout history and continues to change with advancement in technology. The process of learning an art is self-taught through intensive study, practical repetition, and integration of new ideas. Mastering the art of war is no different. We will guide you in incorporating lessons of the past with an astute study of the world today and through many experiences, including our Future Warfighting Symposium, which starts tomorrow. And you will consider the unlimited challenges of the future. As you embark on this year's course of study, be mindful that today's students are tomorrow's leaders. What will your paths look like to those who follow you? What lessons will you pass on to prevent future calamity? My hope is that you will become skilled integrators that see the world through a lens of ethical leadership. I envision you as capable operators who harness wisdom from your time here and continuously integrate it with the environment around you to initiate changes that have substantial impact on the world in which we live. Your efforts now will serve to protect people in times of war and promote a path to peace for all future generations. This morning, we were reminded by Rear Admiral Luce that the only sure way to avert war is to be fully prepared for it. President John F. Kennedy spoke of peace in the American University graduating class of 1963. He said, "Examine our attitude toward peace itself. Too many of us think it is impossible. Too many think it is unreal. But that is dangerous, defeatist belief. It leads to the conclusion that war is inevitable, that mankind is doomed, that we are gripped by forces we cannot control. We need not accept that view. Our problems are man-made, and therefore they can be solved by men and women. You, the future alumni of the Naval War College, are those men and women, and I challenge you to research war in all its facets and all its many domains, paying special attention to the study of deterrence, joint warfighting, war termination, diplomacy, reconciliation, advocacy, inclusion, tolerance, and even hope. I entrust each of you at the end of your time here with the responsibility to influence the future, be it through policy, strategy, or operations, to recognize and interpret change, and to work to ensure an enduring peace for all nations. We at the United States Naval War College are committed to educating and developing leaders who will go on to support your own organizations and services in an era of great power competition while strengthening global maritime partnerships. Your individual roles and missions will vary, but you will all be charged with the same responsibility to promote ethical leadership wherever you are. While the Naval War College holds a significant place in our U.S. history, it is up to each of us to carve out its relevance in our own lives. We represent many nations bound by a commitment of public service. We come from many countries with diverse backgrounds and represent a multitude of uniforms, yet we will come away from this year with shared common goals and common purpose. Your achievements and marks on history will be studied, by generations to come. They will celebrate your triumphs, learn from your mistakes, and follow your examples. Over the next year, you will grow in ways you may not have thought possible. You will leave this college with the courage to be bold, unafraid of change, strengthened by the knowledge of centuries of studies, ready to rise up to the challenges you will face in the future. You are in good hands. Our world-class faculty hail from across the military, academia, government, and private industry. They will challenge your learning style and push your intellectual capacity to prepare you for the future. They will provide you with cutting-edge strategic and operational research, concepts, plans, and technology. They will facilitate your outreach, enhance your interoperability, and enable you to foster a network of lifelong partners. I know each of you draws your strength from your dedicated family and most trusted friends. To the students, your families have been there throughout your careers and now prepare with you for this next chapter. Appreciate them, honor them, and love them during this time. To our wonderful spouses, significant others, children, and supportive friends of all of our service members and students, I know it is never easy to sacrifice time together. While I'm grateful that there will be no deployments for you in this coming year, I know that there will still be challenging days and nights ahead. Your effort and support are so very meaningful to your loved one and also to your country your loved one serves. It is frequently said, but can never be said enough. Thank you for all your support and all that you do. And now, as the 57th President of the United States Naval War College, it is my distinct honor and duty to declare the 2020-2021 academic year officially in session.
Thank you, Admiral Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony. We thank you for joining us this morning.